It is April 6th at noon, and Drew is at his counseling appointment, and I'm waiting outside because we have errands to do after this, as well as we have an appointment. So I'm here, and we're going to walk around and then eat afterwards. I'm reading my book, the Clara Weeks book. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I'm reading, of course, her book, Hope and Help for Your Nerves. I have read this book before. I have a couple times. And yet, when I read it now, after my experiences that I've had and 6 years of panic and me kind of hitting, what do you want to say, rock bottom in regards to that, I am reading it in a different light. Like, I am ready. I'm ready for it. It's touching me in a different way than when I read it years past. When I first got it was years ago that I got this book, like 4 years ago. It's like my mind and my body and me, I'm ready for what she has to say in it. And I adore this woman that passed away, and she is the revolutionary doctor, I feel, on exposure therapy and floating, accepting, letting time pass. I'm going to tell you the depth, and I'm only into chapter 6, the depth of her explanation in regards to acceptance. For me, when I just read page 38, I just started crying and continued to read and found my answer for the reason why I have 8 hours of panic, 12 hours of panic. Frankly, when it would go on all day long and you're uncomfortable all day, on and off, with your heart racing, sweating, uncomfortability, trembling, you name it. The list goes on. And I have just read this book with new eyes. My answer was right here the whole time, waiting for me. And I was just so touched by it. Just brings tears to your eyes when things like click, click, oh, makes sense. And I'm thankful for where I'm at now. I'm happy about doing the Discovery Show, and I hope to continue on my path, and my journey, of course, will not end. Even with what happened with the doctor I was seeing through the show. He hurt me in ways that aren't easily able to get over, especially when you reveal your most intimate vulnerability to a person, not just a person, I'll say, to a doctor, to your psychiatrist. That you reveal these things to you, and then they get used against you. And maybe not even meaningly or knowingly, I'm not even going to say that. It happened. It is what it is. The facts are the facts. And I feel true to myself, and I feel like I'm in a good place for me. And not every doctor is good for each person. And I moved on from that. I truly have. But there are occasions where you think about it and it does affect you. It is part of my story. It's part of my journey. A huge part. I don't know if I'll let it waste a whole chapter in my book or anything, but it's a big part of my story at this point, and where I'm at, and how vulnerable and just how vulnerable I was at that point, and still kind of am feeling like an infant in the stages of getting through my panic. I have the tools. I've now learned more from reading this book again and other research, other doctors that I've found online that do exposure therapy and offer YouTube videos and different things for free that just want to plain and simple help people. And those are the kind of doctors and people that I would prefer to be around. Just people that want to help no matter what, and they will get through whatever because that's what they're there for, right? So I have found quite a few online. I've conversed with some via email. I've found a very nice support site and learning from other people and watching their videos and what they're doing, and it has helped me immensely to continue on my journey. Because I'll say tomorrow Discovery is coming out to do an update on me, and yeah, you know what, I look back at my videos and I was doing really well. Of course I was seeing 3 different people almost every day. Of course I was doing pretty dang good. And with everything that happened, with the 12 hours of panic I had and the situation with my doctor, of course that's gonna put me back a little bit. I mean, that's an inevitability. But at this point, I'm stronger, and I've realized quite a few things about myself, about other people. Continue just to learn in life, right? Always. So my update today is that, I've had anxiety. I haven't went in places. There's been days I get out of bed late or I hang out in bed. But I'm always, I get up for my kids and I make dinner and I do what I need to do. I'm trying really hard to work on the acceptance, which has been really hard for me, and floating. Really hard things to do, to truly do. You think you're doing it, but in actuality, nope, I really haven't done that at all. And hence the 12 hours of panic, right? Or on and off panic all day, because you haven't truly accepted or let time pass or floated, frankly. So I've had moments that I've done it, but it's a constant thing where I will continue to desensitize myself. I feel really good about where I'm at with a show coming to update. I'm going to be perfectly honest and frank with what's happened in my life, where I'm at, and I'm doing this on my own right now. And I can't even say that, because I do have my family, my friends. And I'll say, yeah, I've got a book. I've got my support group. I have my family and my friends. And otherwise, the doctors or whoever, I'm not working with anybody right now. And it's kind of a slow go. Yesterday I was shopping, and my husband wanted to go to the Apple store. He didn't want to be in the store we were at because we were getting the kids some clothes. And I was like, oh, I know I'll be okay. I know I'll be fine, but please don't leave. Not yet. So he sat outside the store for a little bit. Anyway, came back in. He did eventually leave, and it was really hard. I took a Xanax. It was really hard because I knew I couldn't get a hold of him either because he didn't have his phone working, which it is now. So that was one thing that I'm like, darn it. But you know what? I stayed in the shop. I stayed shopping. I tried to float past it, accept, and it's a difficult thing, but I keep going.